Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is a philosophical New York ranter, and I have a new topic for us today that's a little less controversial than the last few topics I think we've spoken about. And the reason why I want to do this is to have this channel hopefully be a channel where we can all feel welcome, we can all feel loved, and we can talk about things that we love. Because that's all that matters. Is if we love something, we're passionate about it, let's share it with each other. And I have some very good suggestions. I'm going to cover two in one video right now. So, my buddy, Darkest Cal on Twitter asked me, what was your first game you ever played? How your tastes have changed over time? And to be honest with you, the very first game I ever remember playing was The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda, I loved it very, very much. And if you remember right, it was 8 castles you had to go through, and you had to kill Ganondorf, and there's so many awesome secrets on the way. There's so many interesting things you could do, and after you beat the game, you could do it again. And all the original castles have changed where they originally were. And the thing about The Legend of Zelda that I loved so much was that my mother and my father loved playing it too. It was a game I had to play with my family, and it meant so much to me because it brought us together. And since The Legend of Zelda, I went on to play Super Mario Brothers like most people have that are my age. I'm 28 years old, just in case you don't know, just to give you a rough estimate of where I'm coming from. I've been alive when Atari and Nintendo and Sega were still popular, and now we're in the era of Xbox One and PS4. And I still love the original gaming experience I had, and I realized that because The Legend of Zelda was extremely hard, it was extremely unforgiving. You learned how to play it, or you just got destroyed. That was just the fact of Zelda, and a lot of people got angry, but it's a beloved game for a reason. And I feel like since that game, I've come to love games that closely resemble Zelda, if that makes any sense, like The Binding of Isaac and The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, as well as Enter the Gungeon. Like, these roguelike games are being made by indie developers that proc the nostalgia within a person is fucking brilliant, and that's where your gold mine is. Because if you can make someone remember a game they played as a child and make it new, make it fresh, make it interesting, I feel like that's where you can be the most successful. Now, there's all sorts of different games I enjoy nowadays. Dark Souls. I'm a big Battlefield fan. I'm not a big Call of Duty fan, but I don't hate Call of Duty players because I used to like Call of Duty. But there's so many different games nowadays, and I feel like the game that we all love the most. Think about it. The game that you love the most. What's your favorite game right now? Because I not guarantee, that's too strong, but I think that the game that you love the most right now is probably because it invokes the nostalgia within you of a game that you played previous that you really loved, that gave you good memories, that gave you good times. And I think that's why The Binding of Isaac, I've sunk like 800 hours into now at this point. I know 800 hours is crazy. I have no life. Welcome to my world. It's okay. I love you guys anyway. But but just think about the game that you love. It usually is because the game's not only good, but it also makes you remember all the good memories you had in the past. And, like, obviously I love my parents. I know that's not the case for everybody, and I apologize if that's not the case for everybody. For me, that's all that it reminds me of. And The Binding of Isaac is so much fun, it's so rewarding, and the Enter the Gungeon is the same way. I used to suck at that game, I'm getting better every day, and that's the cool thing about games, though, isn't it? Like, it can make us remember our past. It can make us remember things that we might have forgotten. And it just makes us happy. And another question I wanted to cover in this video is another thing. Gambling in video games. There's a scandal in CSGO, and it's really getting out of hand. SFIC 12. I'm not 100% sure what that scandal is, but I'm assuming it's, I know there's a website that came out that you can basically roll your CSGO items. You can possibly get more money or lose money, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's crazy. Games, I feel like this. If a game has weapon skins, like I know CSGO does, CSGO has so many fucking weapon skins, it's unbelievable. But if you're willing to pay the money for a weapon skin, then that's kind of on you at that point. But gambling in video games, as long as you're not sinking your money into it crazily, like I know some people are, I don't feel it's too much of an issue. But the thing I hate about games like CSGO is you have gun skins. The thing I've always loved about Ubisoft, I know people hate Ubisoft for many things. The thing I love about Ubisoft is if you have to pay for something extra in the game, it's a weapon skin. And that weapon skin never goes away. It never degrades. Like, it's cosmetic stuff. Cosmetic stuff should always be stuff that you buy just for the hell of it. And if the company does a good job and the company makes you want it, that you buy it. And I think it's fucking crazy that a weapon skin in a game that you get randomly from the RNG gods can be worth fucking hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I know some CSGO skins are worth like $500, maybe more. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But that's insane. And I think that might take advantage of addictive personalities just in general. Because some people honestly just can't help themselves. Some people look at it and they're like, hey, I got this weapon skin, it's worth $100, and I want to get another weapon skin that's worth this amount of money and sell it in the marketplace. So what do? Some people, if you can't control yourself, end up spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars hunting for a skin worth $100. And that's where the problem comes. Some companies are profiting off the addictiveness of people. And I honestly, I don't know what to say about that. Because as people, we should be able to decide, hey, this is my money. I want to use it how I want to use it. Fuck you. Don't tell me how to use it. But I think it gets to a certain point where you have to think, hey, this person obviously doesn't have self-control. And instead of saying, fuck that person, fuck him, who cares about what happens to his money? We should think maybe, hey, this person worked hard for their money. Why should they just fucking throw it away trying to get a skin that's worth $100? Like, I feel like the way I've always felt about certain games like this is if you enjoy the game and you want to spend money on cosmetics, go ahead. If it's a dice roll, don't get carried away. But the problem is some people just get carried away. And these companies need to realize that. Because I played CSGO a lot. And every game I've played, like 1 in every 3 games, I would get a chest. And to open that chest, I have to buy a key that's $1 or $4 or $5 or whatever. Like the keys, you have to keep buying them and buying them and buying them. And some people might just not be able to control themselves. And I don't know. That's why I don't know who to put the blame on there. I don't know if whether I should put it on the person and say, hey, you should be more responsible. Or the gaming company and be like, hey, you know what? You're already selling this game for like fucking $20. Do you really need that much more money from people? Like, do you really depend on that money to survive? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really don't know how I feel on this gambling topic, but please let me know how you feel, because I'm torn. Because I'm torn between people being able to control themselves and the company just exploiting something within us that some people just can't control. So let me know what you think. This is a tough one. That's a good question from Svic12, my buddy on Twitter. It's a really hard question to tackle, and I hope I did some justice, but I think I just talked in circles. But it's really because this topic is fucking difficult. It's a good topic, and let me know what you guys think. Should companies be held more reliable about gambling situations they put on their players, or should players just be more responsible? Let me know what you think. And once again, guys, I love you all. Thank you all so much for this channel. I'm having so much fun doing this. I will continue to do this as long as you guys watch. And if you guys don't want to watch me anymore, I'll be okay with that. I'm happy you've been here this long.